As an elderly, wise neighbor of ours in New Brunswick on Carter Court likes to recall, the last decision any man makes in his life is to get married. Those words spoken by Mr. Max Glover. Many of you know him tonight. Regan made that decision many moons ago now, but has since made other decisions on his own too. So it's not bad. A decision to continue his love for Charlotte. A decision to always love his family and not forget where he came from. And a decision to call me and wake me up in the middle of the night last night after having forgotten which hotel room he was staying in. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join me in congratulating and welcoming to the microphone our bride and groom, Regan and Charlotte Reardon.
Hi.
Hi.
This will be short and sweet because, well, I prefer listening to him than myself. Charlotte and I are very appreciative of so many people who have helped us today and throughout our relationship.
We don't have much to say, but we would like to extend a thanks to a few people.
Charlotte and I met Father Andrew when he was the university chaplain at St. FX.
He traveled all the way here from Nova Scotia to perform our wedding. Choir. You may have noticed that the music at the wedding ceremony was provided by people you know.
My cousins Megan, Maura, and JP, friends Meredith, Paige, and Steph, along with Charlotte's brother Dan, were directed by my aunt Sheila. Thank you all so much for lending me talent.
To our wedding party, thank you for all your contributions today, this past week, and over the past few months. My brother Dan, specifically, prepared the party favors you can pick up in the wagon at the entrance of the tent, right over there, right at the exit sign.
Thanks, Dan.
Mom and Dad.
Anne and Greg. Thank you for taking me in and hosting me for Easters and Thanksgivings when I could not make it home to my own family. You've been nothing but kind and welcoming from the very beginning. From day one, you've been a second family for me, and I am so grateful. I look forward to many more family visits as a member of the Reardon crew.
Mom and Dad certainly make an effort to make Charlotte feel welcome. They've always ensured that they were prepared to receive her right from the beginning. In fact, when Charlotte first visited the North Shore of New Brunswick, they went above and beyond, as you heard previously, with a bit of investigative work they did. Well, my recollection of the events goes a bit differently. So for those that aren't familiar with the correct story, let's begin with my father's relationship with computers. Dad's requirements for a computer. It must have Google, and it must have the internet. Lucky for him, his office computer includes both of those features. It's perfect for Googling your son's girlfriend, printing out the results, and for getting them on the kitchen table for her to discover during her first visit. Facebook profile, Bookface profile, a 4-H article, and her St. FX athletic next page profile were all available for thorough consultation in the Reardon kitchen leading up to that visit. You see, it wasn't coincidence that Mom and Dad hit it off so well during their preliminary interactions. They would ask, "So, Charlotte, were you involved in 4-H when you were younger? You didn't happen to compete in plowing competitions, did you? Like so many do." rugby, perhaps? Surprise. She did. That's what actually happened. Mike and Lynn.
Mom and Dad, when I first called home to tell Mom that I had a boyfriend, some of her first words were, "I like him already." For one thing, after learning early on in our relationship that he would be staying with my family over New Year's, Regan practiced saying, "Hello, Mr. Curly." When it came down to that moment, he executed perfectly. Mom and Dad, you've taught me to be kind, hardworking, and honest, and I know these qualities will serve me well in my future with Regan as my husband.
Since Charlotte and I have been engaged, we've been doing the wedding planning well dispersed. She in Nova Scotia, myself in Fredericton, my parents in Bathurst, and the event here. Charlotte and I may have appeared to be organized. Well, maybe she appeared to be organized. But our efforts were nothing compared to that of Mike and Lynn. I could pretend to know all that went on to get ready for today, but really only the two of you know how much you've undertaken in preparation for today's event.
Bravo!
From the first time I visited the farm, it didn't take me very long to recognize the philosophy you've adopted in running your household. Everyone is welcome. Whenever I'm here, it always seems like there's a crowd over for dinner, a card game, or a bonfire. Without exception, tonight, you've welcomed my family into your home.
Yay, welcome.
And you've welcomed me into your family. For that and all else, thank you.
To all our relatives and friends,
Charlotte and I have been hearing more and more of the extreme efforts you've been making to be here. And it makes me so happy that you did. Your investment in our relationship has meant so much to us.
for everything you've done to support our relationship from the very beginning to today, thank you. So, Regan and I raise our glasses with complete appreciation to all of you. Thank you. Cheers.
That's it.
Can